My name is Oksana Jager. Originally, I'm from Lithuania. That's why I'm so excited to be live with you on this account. And I've been modeling for 11 years. I used to live in Milan, in Paris, in Tokyo, and now I'm based in New York. But in March, I came to LA, and after 1 week, they announced quarantine, so I'm staying here. So, hello to everybody from sunny LA. And today we're gonna go. I want to share something with you what I learned through 11 years of my career. It's posing tips. So 2 years ago, me and my husband we created a modeling school. So it's a model workshop, modeling camp, and we help young aspiring models to find a way to get into modeling industry, to find a way how to start it, not to get into some scams, how to deal with contracts, and of my part, I teach girls how to never run out of poses and how to perfect their runway walk. So maybe not to waste much time and just get into it. And I want to cover, we don't have a lot of time because usually it takes us 2 long days. It's a weekend workshop. And now here I just want to cover just 4 basic tips to pay attention whenever you take a picture, to notice those things, so it will help you to just perfect your image. And once you notice those things, your pictures, I hope it's going to turn out great and you can learn something today. So let me just begin that there are, I always teach my girls that there are 2 ways the way you can pose. And also, um, also just let's keep questions at the end, so I'm not it's my first live video here on Instagram, so I'm just don't want to forget something and just want to quickly go through with you guys and then just answer some questions, so stay tuned. Let me start that I'm gonna take this off so you guys will see it so much better. And let me start with this, that I teach my girls there are 2 ways of posing, right? So first you can pose with stop motion, so as we see it everywhere, right? The girl, you strike a pose and photographer takes a picture, then you strike another pose and photographer takes a picture. Usually it's 3 seconds in between shots, but a lot of times you can find yourself, and if you don't have your routine of movement, you can just find yourself struggling with what do I do next. And usually the motion of your body is captured on the picture. So not to run out of poses and to have that flow, there are 2 ways of posing. So stop motion, which is great if you do that, but my favorite is the flow. Flow is just when you just have the movement and you just move and constantly engage with photographer. And I want to cover with you 4 points, always noticing while you pose. So let's start and with, because a lot of you shooting street style, right? And you want to have the perfect pose. I'm gonna come closer. Let me fix the camera. So you see all my body, I'm wearing tight clothes, so you guys can perfectly see all my movements. On the pictures you want to create, you need to know who's your audience and what you want to give to them. So what I would suggest, the best tip, the perfect pose, which I use to on all of my clients, is a power pose. It's a very simple pose, but it gives you, because the number 1 thing for you to remember is your body posture, your confidence. Everything portrays on the picture. So to portray that confidence from within you, even if you don't feel comfortable, just remember, you start your body posture with a strong position, and then one of your legs, let's say I do now on the right one, you step a tiny back, it's barely seen, and without moving your hips anywhere, you just move them to the side with creating shapes of your body, right? With this bend, you already get a form of confident body. And from then, you just start moving with adding your arms, your gaze switching and different expressions, whatever you like to achieve. Switching up legs without even doing much, with just having legs in the same position. Here is the difference of your poses. As long as you keep moving, so either stop motion or either you can just do with the flow. The best position, so just remember the power pose. Just remember legs straight parallel, and then the shift, the shift, the shift. Here the best, whatever you are and you want to show your outfit, that's the best way, because you get to show the outfit, you are standing. And now the second part, the second tip to be aware is your hands, right? We want to remember the easiest tip to be aware of your hands. Nobody wants stiff hands, right? And usually that's where the girls struggle. We don't know where to do and what to put. There is a little trick I can teach you, is just to be aware that all energy and all focus goes to your pointy finger, right? And that's how, if you just loosen up these fingers and just move with a basic movement of just pointing these fingers, you see how nicely they fall. So here's for all your beauty shots, beauty routines, whatever you do, that's a simple trick, and just keep moving. One of the things you can always be seen by photographers more confident if you're constantly moving. I always say to my girls, it's better to give more than less, because once you have a mood board, when you have a picture is an art, is something you're creating together. So photographer does his part with the lights and everything else, or if someone taking pictures of you, but you bring something more to the picture. You make picture alive. That's why with the different movement, whatever you improvise, just keep moving. And however cheesy it sounds, mirror, that's your best friend to practice, because I like my angles in a different way, what I think is pretty for me, but for you might be something else. We have different body types, we have different our best angles, what we like. So that's why mirror, that's where you discover all your best poses. But remember the trick with the finger. Third part, right? So we covered the eyes. Eyes is the most important part. That's what gives the energy, the attitude to the picture. And there's a little trick, because a lot of us like sometimes taking picture like we in spontaneous moment. So not to have our eyes in a weird shape, or that you see too much white and just it loses the power of the picture. There is a little trick. If someone is taking picture of you, you just and they're holding camera straight, just look at their shoulder, left or right, it doesn't matter. And that's how your gaze is going to be looking away, right? So I'm staring here, end of the camera, and you see it's still the proportion of eyes is great. It's gonna look aesthetically very nice, but it seems like you're giving an attitude, you give different vibe. And that's it, that's easy trick with eyes. And as you all know, if you posing and you're moving but your face keeps the same, after a while it just gets boring. So one of the best techniques I learned a couple of years ago from one of the best and aspiring models, Coco Rocha, and she taught vowels technique. So basically repeat A, E, I, O, U, right? And just exaggerate. Let's say someone wants you to take a smiling picture. So what you do, you just say A, 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 ooh. You see the difference. If you gotta bring whole power, everything what you have in you. And I think that's one of the best techniques I ever heard and I ever learned, because it gives you the difference. Every time you can create a different picture, different moment. And that's the 4 tricks I always want you to remember. Every time when you want to take a picture, remember, understand your posture. Your body has to be confident. And shoulder, right? Shoulder is your key. With the movement or with your shoulder, once the shoulder moves and you relax everything, all your body moves, right? And just remember, it's beauty or it's straight, it's full length. Once your shoulder moves and goes, and just adding the hands, expressions, and the eyes, you change whole picture. That's little tricks, but they go along the way. So, there were a lot of questions, so I'm just gonna cover a couple of questions because we don't have a lot of times. But a lot of you asked what is the best angles and what is the best way to take a selfie. Selfies are great, don't get me wrong. It's beautiful, you want to portray yourself the way you like it, but I think it's a little bit a lazy way. Me as the model, I think it's a lazy way to take a picture, because nowadays with technology, we have tripods, we have stands where you can get a remote, and here this hand movement helps you hide a remote, because you put remote here and you just keep clicking and moving, and you can get and create the best pictures to inspire other people, right? Don't get lazy. Mirror selfies are great, but just get your movement game on. Just keep moving, keep practicing, and you will see the result just by I didn't learn this overnight. I work with so many great, amazing, inspiring photographers, and by just practicing and doing this every day, I learned different techniques. I saw the way picture is taken, and one of the best angles is 3/4. That's your winner. Remember, not straight, not sideways, unless you want to do that, but 3/4 is the best angle. Trust me. So let me answer some of your questions, guys. So one of the questions was tip from model to photographer. So one of the best things, even I am in this industry for 11 years, one of the best things I could say could be is communication. I love getting directions, because the picture is a creation of both model and photographer. That's why once the photographer communicates with you, it's so much easier, because you just get that moment so much faster and it's just so much quicker. The second question was, what kind of photo is perfect for Instagram? For Instagram, yeah, so you gotta find your niche. It's the same as us models. Clients don't really want to see on our Instagram a lot of work pictures. So even if you look at my account, I don't post, I post just one of my favorites or something what I think looks just gonna look good with my content. Because if the client wants to see my portfolio, that's the different images, and for different cities, they can go to the website of my agencies. But on Instagram, I show the glimpse of my life, why my followers want to go and see what I'm posting. So it's travel, if my personal life, my workout routines. So that's why it's so important to figure it out what your followers like, what you gonna give it to them. And that's why it's so great that you can now ask on Instagram your followers questions and then can answer what they're interested. Hi guys, I see your comments now. The third question was, should you smile for a tutorial? You know what I always say, you've got to bring everything what you have. If you're not tired after the photo shoot, even if it's for 1 hour, you didn't do enough. Constantly imagine yourself with the constant movements, right? Just remember, you get tired, and that's why it means you work hard. You gotta give everything, bends, shapes, right? Everything. switch the angles, switch the gaze, and that is the trick. It's just you keep moving, you keep taking those images until you understand your body, you understand which sides works best for you, and that's all it takes. That's how we all figure this out. And for editorial with a smile, well, definitely, I would say yes. One of the tricks to take a great picture with a great expression, after every 2-3 shots, that put your gaze down, reset everything, close your eyes, close your lips, and then look up to the camera again. And then that's how you're gonna get that spontaneous moment. If you don't reset it, your eyes gonna get intense and your mouth just gonna freeze a little. So to relax your mouth, not to get a duck lips, just remember with your teeth, do 2-3 times, and the blood circulation gonna go into your lips, and that's what's gonna relax it and gonna remove stiffness. So once you do once or twice, and then you bring back the gaze. Also with the lip opening, don't do too much, but it's nice when you just take a brief moment to breathe. And that's how it just stays. Remember, just being natural, be you, and remember to breathe. That's what helps. That's what just gonna make the picture great, because it's you, your beauty, your movement gonna create that image that can inspire so many other people. So if you feel like smiling, and I'm generally very energetic and smiling person, so yes, I do always smile, even though they don't want to, but here and there I sneak my smile, and that's why in so many, if that's a great shot, that's a great expression, the client's gonna love, and that's how that image might end up in editorial. So what I say, go ahead, deliver. You can smile, you can rest your face, but just keep changing what we said: posture, expressions, eyes, and hands. That's it. And one more question. Our time is almost coming to end. That went really, really fast. What time of the day is the best to shoot the street style? I would say one of my favorite times to shoot the street style is a golden hour, because Mother Nature is just so beautiful. That light is so perfect. It just makes everything look so much better. I think it's also one of my favorite times of the day. So take advantage of Mother Nature, take advantage of that perfect time of the day, and take the most pictures you can. And yeah, I think it's that easy. It's just you creating the content, you being you. And remember, just get out of your comfort zone. Do something what you wouldn't usually do, and just breaking those boundaries, just understanding your body, moving your shoulders, right? That's all it takes. So let me show you quick movement for us to end this video nice, right? Play, use different accessories. You know, if you're alone, just get the remote, get tripod with remote, and take those images, move, right? Improvise, just try different angles, use your hair, use your hands, and shoulders. Shoulder game is the strongest. That's it. It's that easy. Create a playlist of the songs that you love. It doesn't have to be a lot. Start with 10, 15, 20. Create that playlist. That's what I tell to all my girls. And once you hear the music, with it's everything just wakes up in your body. And just imagine that you are dancing, right? Every one of us goes. See the question, tips for the hands, like posing of the fingers. Okay, last time I'm just gonna mention this because we covered this already. Sorry for people who joined a little bit later. use your pointing fingers and do your ballerina elegant hands. And then from here, just put all your energy in here and just move. That's all it takes, but always pointing that finger, right? It's always that finger, and that's how it's easy. That's all it takes. Accounts for inspiration, how to model. It's so easy. Just find people who inspire you. Follow some accounts. One of my favorite models is Rosie, and I'm obsessed with her posing, her attitudes, and save those images. Instagram is great for that because you can save those images, and every time when you have to shoot, you just go back or create your mood board, and that's why you're never gonna get lost from the mood and vibes you want to portray in the picture, and just keep inspiring people. Thank you guys so much. I know it was short, and if any one of you has any questions or want more guidance or anything, please, you can text me on to my personal account, or you also can contact us on our workshop, our modeling school, so skylarmodeling.com. Any questions, any applications? Our next bootcamp is in June, so if you feel like, please join, and any questions are always welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was so much fun, and I hope you learned something today. Kisses!